Hi. Okay, so this is the day, the 11th, June 11th, 2017. That was the day earlier we went to the casino. Starshine won. I gave him like 50 bucks to play with. Uh, he won 800. I said, cash out and pay me back and go on your winnings. Keep the winnings, but pay me back because he won 800. And I was stuck in the middle of the game. I didn't want to leave where I was playing. So he took off and went back. And then I caught up with him 5 minutes later. I said, what'd you cash out? No, I lost it all. It was up 800 bucks and he lost it all. And I don't know. Looking back, I don't know whether that was the truth or whether he just got that and pocketed the money. I don't know. But this was the night that we went to Coyotes. And he gets up and he says, we're getting ready to leave. He goes, I'm going to get drunk. Well, he did. He got drunk. And we went to this place. We went all around. We went to the John Lennon. There was a John Lennon bar. We had pictures of that. But we ended up at this place, Coyotes, I think is what it was called. And it was 2 for 1s, like buy one, get one free, something really huge like that. And he taught them how to make electric Long Island iced teas. I was drinking beer, I think. Oh, gin and tonic, maybe. I was having gin. Anyway, next thing I know, he's 10 sheets to the wind. So I step outside for a few minutes. I come back in. He's given away all of the money that I gave him to hold on to, which is US dollars, euros. He gave away all of his own money. Uh, Gave them like $300. Everything he had, he gave to this waitress. And he's sitting behind the bar and he's talking about how he wants to be straight and have a family and he's going to abandon everything in his life so that he can find the right girl and get married and have kids. Okay, that's great. Yeah, why spring this on me now? But anyway, it's getting late and he's really, 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 really getting wasted. So I was like, we need to get something to eat. Let's go somewhere and find a place and go get something to eat. So we're in the middle of the square in Prague, and there's it's right in the middle of Old Town. If you want to see a map, I can show it to you. Well, kind of. I can kind of show it to you. No, I can't. It's too late. So he walks out. So we walk outside. I'm like, let's go get something. Let's go get something. And just all of a sudden out of nowhere, he turns and smacks me, hits me, boom, poof, like poof, right across the face. And I looked at him, I was like, what? And then he did it again. And I was like, whoa, 3 times and you're out. You don't get to do that again. Well, he was pretty wasted. And then he tried to swing at me again. It was an easy dodge. Grew up in a family of 5 boys. So yeah, no, I can take a hit and give as good as I get. So I go back. He goes spitting, bam, and he does this sort of starts hitting his head and hits the ground and boom. And it's kind of funny. It's actually because he's like playing pinball with his head as he's trying to get on the ground, hitting his head on the concrete. And in the meantime, we've gathered a crowd. And he's screaming at me, screaming at the tops of his lungs. Just, you don't love me. You won't buy me any marijuana. Just out of control. So there's a crowd gathering, about 50 people, as he's trying to hit me and falling down and all that stuff. And then crack. He goes dong dong and hits his head on an iron steel railing and a handrail. Boom boom dong, and then thunk hits the concrete. I was like, oh man. So he's like, call a cab, call a cab, call a cab. Well, there's Uber. There's nowhere for them to pull up. We're like in the middle of a place. There's a pedestrian priority area. There's nowhere to go. So here I am carrying him through the streets of Prague as he's drunk out of his mind. One taxi driver said that he would take us back to the hotel, which was the Ramada. Not bad. The Wi-Fi sucked, but said he, yeah, okay, I'll do that for like $400 US. It was like the equivalent of 400 US dollars. So he's just barely conscious and ranting and raving and screaming. In the meantime, I'm like trying to do, because he's screaming at me about not loving him because I won't buy him any marijuana. You don't love me, and I'm trying to transact this thing with this other guy. I'm like, well, I just lost however many freaking Czech krona out the door, but the guy came back. He actually brought it. So, stumble back to the hotel room. Finally, find an Uber driver that'll pick us up. We canceled. We canceled 1, 2, 3, 4 times because he was not able to move. Get me out of here! So we have to walk. We have to walk through out of the pedestrian zone to where we can get to where you can go. That's what we have to do in order to get you out. So finally get the Uber. Really cool guy. Yeah. Yeah. What was his name? He was really cool. His name was Jiri. Jiri. 5 stars, man. He was so accommodating. Yeah, that's where he is. He's down on the floor. He was very accommodating. It was great. It was a horrible night. So there goes Starshine out like a light. Well, I'm carrying him to the lobby, but in the cab ride, in the whole cab ride out of the back of the Uber, I'm holding him. His head is in my lap, and he's just telling me, "I love you. I love you. Thank you. I love you." So I carry him up to the hotel room. We get up to the hotel room, and he starts swinging again. At this point, it's just like he swings and he's down, swinging and down. And it was kind of funny. And so I had to drag the garbage can over so he could puke into it because he was, and he is going on and on about, oh, I don't love him because I won't buy him into it. Well, I had it, but it was like I didn't like then more on top of more. And so then we talk. So as he gradually begins to sober up, as maybe he may have been drugged, I don't know. They may have slipped him a Mickey or something. But as he gradually begins to sober up and begin to realize, we get into this very in-depth conversation about how much he loves me and how he doesn't. The reason why he's so reluctant is because he doesn't feel that he deserves to have my love in his life, that he's not worthy of it. I'm like, Starshine, you of all people are worthy of love, being loved and being loved by me, really. So we have this pouring out of hearts, and he's crying. We're hugging, and I love you, I love you, I love you, that whole thing. And then he sort of recovers a little bit, and then he says, well, do you want to make love? And I said, well, let's wait till tomorrow. You've had a rough day and you're kind of banged up, and I don't want to exacerbate any injuries you might have. At one point, after we first got back to the hotel, he started crying and said, "I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go. I just want to go home. I just want to go home." And that was before I learned that he had spent all the money. So the reason I wanted to go home was for me to put him on a plane and get him out of there before I found out that all the money that we had up to that point, several $100s, he gave to the whores at this bar. And that's the only thing I could think of as to why he would. I was trying to figure out, why does he want to go home? What the hell? Like, he's just telling me how much he loves me, and now he wants to go home and all that. But I said, well, you're going to remember what we talked about, and we talked about that we're going to be together from now on, and that we're together, and he's going to allow himself to fall in love with me, and that we're starting fresh and anew, and that this was just the perfect timing for us to come together halfway for the trip, right before we start heading east to go to Poland, and just everything gelled and it cemented, and we just held each other in each other's arms and slept together and cuddled all night. And I will update you tomorrow as to what happened the next morning, which would be the morning of the 12th. Hang on till then.